Y'all know what time it is, okay? It is time for me to deliver the tea. And I have a crazy story for y'all today because. Okay, so last weekend was one of my friends' birthdays. So anytime that any of my friends like have a birthday, usually like depending on which group of friends it is, because you have like your work friends who like you go out and you hang out with, and then you have like your high school friends that like you stay the night with for weeks on end that you're like basically related to. And then, like you have like that third group of friends where it's like if nobody's like available, you hang out with them. This makes me sound like a really shallow and crappy person, but like they're not like, this is just like a generalization. Like I love all of my friends. Like they love me. We know this, okay? So basically me and my friends went out for the day and we decided to hang out and do some stuff. So basically, we went to a town that's like an hour away. It's like a bigger town. Okay, we're gonna call it James. We're gonna call it St. James. Okay, so we went to St. James and we had a blast, honestly. It was honestly crazy, and let me explain why. So we were driving on the interstate on the way to St. James, right? Literally only in Louisiana will you find a full pallet and a bunch of boards on the road, okay? So I'm in one car, my friends are in the other. I'm not driving, of course, because when I go out with friends, I'm not driving. Like, I don't care what anyone has to say about it. I'm not driving. I'm not your DD. Like, I'm not your Uber driver. Like, if you want me to go, you're driving. The glasses in this shirt are making me become such a bitch in this video, and I don't know why. Anyway, so basically in our car we swerved and basically had missed the pallet. We had ran over a board, but like it didn't obviously do anything. And we were on the way to go eat. So mind you, I'm starving, I'm tired, I'm hungry. So is everybody else that is literally in this caravan on the way to St. James. Let me sit down when I say this. So not only did we miss the board, but my friends in the car behind us, the board popped up and hit one of my friends' radiator. Like, the luck, right? What kind of luck is that? Luckily, though, it didn't puncture anything. It just kind of like damaged her AC. So of course, she had to get it fixed, and she did, $400 later, and she got it fixed. Only in St. James. Shit. Okay. So yeah, basically, so we go and we decide we're gonna eat. So basically at this point, me and my friends in the first car get out. We go into the restaurant. We tell them, hey, it's our friend's birthday. Like, we didn't tell our friend we were doing this either. We were like, hey, like, we need a table for 5. And shout out walk-ons, because you don't have to have all of your party to be seated. And I fuck with restaurants who don't have that as a rule, okay? Because that is such a dumbass rule. Anyway, so basically, we had pulled up, we had gotten everything ready, and we had seen my friend whose birthday is walking up, and I'm like, wait, hang on, like, we're still trying to get, like, arrangements, like, stuff like that. So I run out there, and she starts telling me about the radiator and stuff, and that's when I learned about that. And so while my best friend is literally in there, one of my friends are literally in there, making sure that everything's right, I'm out here dealing with the birthday girl whose car just got fucked up. So yeah, she walks out, she learns what happens, and my friend whose birthday it is and whose car just got fucked up walks away, and my friend who had just got all of the birthday stuff figured out, she was like, oh, should I probably not have done that? And I was like, yeah, but we didn't know, so we're just going full speed, okay? So we finally, like, my friend whose birthday it is, like, she's running back to her car, she's talking to her family's yelling at her, like, it's It's a crazy, crazy situation. Like, we're all seated inside. We finally get the booth. I go in. We get seated. She's outside with one of my friends, literally getting screamed at. She comes in, sits down, like, goes out, gets screamed at again. Blah, 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 blah. So our waitress comes up, and here's the thing. Like, I am never gonna hate on a waitress who maybe isn't in a good mood. Like, as long as you're not, like, awful to me, like, we're chilling, I'll tip you, like, we're cool. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand what a group of 19-year-olds, you're like, oh, I'm not making any money here. Which is so far away from what happens. Like, I'm such a good tipper. I tip at least 20%, sometimes more. So, you know, it's like, it's not like I wasn't going to be tipping. Anyway, so I am seated, I'm ready to go, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I know what I want, like, you know what I mean? And one thing about me is when I get hangry, don't fuck with me, okay? And you know what? This girl comes over and she's like, what do y'all want to drink? I was like, oh, I want a water, like, thank you. And this bitch just looks at me and walks away. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, whatever. And then, so she goes and sits behind the booth that we're at and is coloring. And I'm like, chill, like, she's on her break or something. Like, she's on her break. Maybe she got, like, her friend to throw us some waters. Like, I've never been a waiter, a waitress, whatever you want to call it. I've never waited tables, so I don't know what that looks like. I've worked on a retail sales floor and at a tanning salon. Like, that's the only thing I can really give you here. So I just thought she was on break. No, like, literally 15 minutes goes by and this bitch did not bring us our drinks, like, at all. And I looked at her and I was like, yo, can I get my drinks? And she was like, yeah. So I finally got my drinks. I was like, we know what we want. We got an appetizer. We got some food. Cool. She gets back to the table and slams everything down. Like, slammed my food in front of me. Like, I took it really disrespectfully because I was also really, really hungry and I was not in my right mind. And I was like, you know what? She's probably having a bad day. Okay. I kind of have a rule with this, you know what I mean? You can do so many things to me. I don't have a number until I just, okay. So I just thought she was having a bad day, like, whatever. Yeah, whatever, you know, didn't see that girl for like another 20 minutes. Like, at this point we're done. Like, we want the ticket, like, we're ready to go. And I see her, like, chatting up with her boyfriend at the entrance. And I'm like, for, like, not... And here's the thing. I'm not going to hate on someone for, like, if your boyfriend comes in, maybe he needed to grab something. Like, have a little conversation. Cool. But when I'm sitting here for 20, 30 minutes waiting for you to come over here to be like, hey, I want to pay and get out of here. And you're talking to him for 20, 30 minutes, I'm done. And on top of that, it's not like we weren't in some, like, slow restaurant. Like, it was pretty busy. Like, I could understand why you're pissed and crazy and stressed, but if you were running around frantically, I would not have this problem. It's the fact that you're coloring and talking to your man. Let it all go. I let it all go. Okay, she comes up. They're singing to one of my friends. So after she sings to my best friend or whatever, she's like, do y'all want y'all's tickets? And I was like, yes we do, madam, like, bring it on. And then she comes back and she's like, yo, like, and every time I've been to this restaurant, and all of my friends did it too, you hand them the receipt so they can, like, scan it, because it's, like, on this, like, dial thingy. And then they, like, put your card in there and it pays, okay? It's, like, on the waitress, like, it happens. So, and look, she made me mad because she's going around. I'm, like, in the middle. So she goes to my friend here. She goes to a friend here. And then she comes to me. I hand her my ticket and my card in, like, the hand. And she snatches it up out of my hand. She literally gave me back my receipt, did not do anything with it, and then put my card in there And on top of that, she didn't even split our tickets right. Like, she made my friend pay for, like, all of the all of everybody's appetizers instead of everybody paying for their individual appetizer, and, like, would not change it. And then on top of that, so she did this. Then she shoved her, like, monitor thing in my face, asking for a tip. And so I tipped her, like, 10% lower, way lower than I normally do, because, like, I was fed up, but, like, I still wanted to be nice. Like, I didn't want her to be right about me. You know what I mean? And all of my friends did 10% too. So it's not like she wasn't getting her money. And it's not like we had like $10, $20 bills. No, like we got appetizers, we had stuff. Like all of our bills individually were $30 to $50. Okay? We made good money, baby. This bitch, when I'm leaving, she's like, "Oh, you're finally leaving?" And I said, "You a prissy ass bitch." Walked out. Mic drop. Because who are you? Like, who are you? I'm sorry. Like, get over yourself. Like, she was so prissy. She was so bitchy. Like, ugh. Like, I don't like working either, but I'm not a fucking bitch to everybody. Like, what? Like, what? And then on top of that, after we went to the mall, okay, we went to Forever 21, little shopping spree. Okay, little shopping spree. You wanna know what happened? So, I've seen a lot of stuff in my day, okay? I've hung out with a lot of crazy people. I've seen a lot of stuff, but nothing like this. So, me and my friends are in Forever 21, and basically, we were in the dressing rooms. So in a Forever 21 dressing room, like if you have never seen it, basically they have like all of these stalls, and they have chairs on the outside so you can like sit and watch people like try on clothes. I really miss that era of like when dressing rooms had the chairs so you can like sit and watch. Like somewhere along the way we lost those, and I miss it so much. Like I was having so much fun. And then suddenly this girl walks up with just by herself. She had green hair, so I called her the green-haired girl. So she had walked up and went into a dressing room, and the first thing I noticed is that this girl was not okay. Like, she was bouncing around the stall of the dressing room, and I just don't, like, I didn't know how to feel about it. Like, she was just, like, knocking. Like, you can see she was, like, clearly not okay. She sat down for, like, a minute, and you can just see her, like, rest her head like she was exhausted. And this whole time, I was like, man, like, I don't want to have to pull this girl from... Because, like, underneath it is, like, pretty high. You can't, like, see anything, obviously. But, like, you can see, like, up to, like, a little bit before their kneecap. And I was like, man, am I going to have to pull this girl out? Like, am I going to have to, like, put her on her side, make sure she's okay? Like, you know, like, nobody wants to have to do that. Nobody wants to have to do that, especially in this area where we're at. Like, it would have been bad. So, like, a minute later goes, like, a few minutes later go by, she gets up, she's kind of acting normal again. I'm like, okay, maybe she just, like, was nauseated or something like that. I don't know. Well, this, like, really old man, like, he was a really old man, came up, and I was like, oh, that's her dad. And he was like, hey, baby, are you in there? And I was like, okay, like, maybe it's her dad, like, a little weird, but okay. You know, like, calling your grown daughter baby, something about it was kind of weird. Is it weird? Comment down below, because I need to know. Anyway... And then she, like, came up and, like, he, like, touched her lower back. Like, it was clear that they were, like, dating and not, like, you know, father and daughter, which was kind of spooky for me. However, you know, nothing goes, you know, I was like, I'm not gonna hate. I don't know what she got going on there. I don't know if he has money. You know? Anyway, so she, like, goes and they, like, basically her and this man are standing at the counter, and I am watching because something is off. Like, they're not buying anything. They're just kind of standing there. So one of my friends goes up, and she has her purse on her. Like, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, there's no way someone's going to actually try to pickpocket my friend when literally, like, we're watching her. Like, you can, like, stealing 101. If you're going to pickpocket from somebody, You want to do it from someone who doesn't look like they have a gun or some kind of electrified wallet, and you want to make sure that they're not with a group of people. Like, that's just common sense, I feel like, and anybody should know. That's just common sense. I don't recommend stealing, by the way. I'm firmly against stealing, I will say. But this girl tried to pickpocket my friend. Like, my friend was like, back up. Like, she was like, back up. Like, what are you doing? Like, get away from me. And if she would have pickpocketed her, oh, I would have jumped up and I would be done. Are you kidding? I would have been so done right there and then. Because no, sweetie, absolutely not. Like, what do you think this is? And then after we pretty much talked about it, had fun, we went home. It was a great, interesting weekend. And that's all for me today, y'all. That was really all that happened. It was crazy, honestly. I don't know what else to even say about it. Saying it out loud, whenever I say it to y'all, it seems so, crazy. And reliving it, I'm like, are you okay? But, and this is your sign. Don't steal, don't do drugs, and don't date old men. Somebody clip that and please put it in a TikTok, because I am sorry. I am killing it with these, anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to stream my music, link down below. Follow me everywhere, link down below. And make sure to catch me next Friday. Love you.